It is December. You are looking at the calendar and you feel a very specific type of heaviness in your chest. You are looking at a list of things you swore you would do back in January. The weight you didn't lose, the business you didn't launch, the money you didn't save, the text message you shouldn't have sent. You look at the year 2025 and you don't see a timeline. You see a debt. Psychologists call this the moral ledger. It's a mechanism in the human brain that treats your behavior like a bank account. When you fail to meet your own expectations, your brain registers a deficit. It registers a red number. And here is where most people go wrong. Here is why you feel paralyzed right now. You intuitively believe that the only way to balance that ledger is through punishment. You think that if you feel bad enough, if you shame yourself hard enough, you can pay off the debt of your wasted time. You think guilt is the currency that buys you redemption. But I'm here to tell you that from a neurological perspective, you are wrong. Shame doesn't balance the books. Shame burns down the library. If you are carrying the weight of 2025 right now, you are not preparing for 2026. You are actively sabotaging it. And today, we are going to look at the hard science of why forgiveness isn't a feeling, it's a strategic necessity. Let's get the biology straight. You are not lazy for not fixing your life in December. You are chemically impaired. When you look back at your failures in 2025 and you engage in negative self-talk, your brain identifies that shame as a threat, not a metaphorical threat, but a physical one, like a predator in the room. This triggers a release of cortisol. You know this as the stress hormone. But when cortisol floods your system for too long, it creates what neuroscientists call allostatic load. Think of allostatic load like the RPM gauge in a car. If you redline the engine for 12 months straight, eventually the engine doesn't just go faster, it blows a gasket. When your allostatic load gets too high from constant self-shame, your nervous system flips a breaker switch. It pushes you out of fight or flight and into a state called Dorsal Vagal Shutdown. This is the freeze response. Imagine a computer that has too many tabs open. You try to click on a new folder and the cursor just spins. The computer isn't broken. It is protecting itself from overheating by refusing new commands. That is you. That is why you are laying in bed scrolling for 6 hours when you know you should be working. You aren't lazy. You are in dorsal vagal shutdown. You have shamed yourself into a state of paralysis. So when you beat yourself up for wasting time, you are literally stealing blood flow from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for planning the future, and diverting it to your survival center. You are trying to plan 2026 with a brain that thinks it is currently being hunted. And this is exactly what we do here. We strip away the emotion and look at the mechanics of why you do what you do. If you are tired of the just be positive advice and want to understand the actual operating system of your mind, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications. And if this video is hitting a little too close to home so far, hit the like button. It helps get this signal out to other people who are stuck in the freeze. Now let's talk about the economic error you are making with your memories. The biggest reason you cannot let go of 2025 is a cognitive glitch called the sunk cost fallacy. In economics, a sunk cost is money that has already been spent and cannot be recovered. Imagine you buy a ticket to a movie for $20. You walk in, sit down, and 10 minutes in you realize the movie is terrible. It's boring, loud, and stupid. A rational person would leave. But most people stay. Why? Because they paid for it. They think that by suffering through the next 2 hours, they're somehow getting their money's worth. But the truth is, the $20 is gone. Whether you stay or leave, the money is gone. By staying, you're just paying a second cost, your time. 2025 is a sunk cost. The calories you ate, they're gone. The workouts you skipped, gone. The time you wasted on that person who didn't love you, it is gone. You cannot refund this year. When you obsess over what you should have done, you are sitting in the bad movie theater refusing to leave because you paid for the ticket. You are paying an interest on a debt that has already defaulted. To fix this, you need a psychological tool called radical acceptance. This is a concept from dialectical behavior therapy. Radical acceptance does not mean you like the result. It means you stop fighting the reality of it. You look at the year and say, I wasted it. That is a fact, just like gravity is a fact. I cannot negotiate with gravity, and I cannot negotiate with the past. Once you accept the loss, you stop paying the interest. So how do we actually clear the cache? How do we reset the brain for 2026? We leverage a phenomenon discovered by researchers at the Wharton School called the fresh start effect. Your brain does not store memories in a continuous timeline. It stores them in buckets. You have a high school bucket, a college bucket, a pre-pandemic bucket. These are separated by what psychologists call temporal landmarks. When you pass a landmark, like a birthday, a new job, or New Year's Day, your brain creates a new bucket. It disassociates from the old you. This is why you feel so motivated on January 1st. It's not magic. It's a separation of identity. But if you carry the shame of 2025 with you, you bridge the gap. You contaminate the new bucket with the old sludge. You need to perform a hard reset. You need a funeral for the year. I want you to do something physical. I want you to write down the 3 biggest failures of this year, the things that keep you awake at 3 a.m. Don't type them. Write them on paper. Then I want you to destroy that paper. Burn it safely. Shred it. Flush it. This sounds like superstition, but it is neuroscience. By physicalizing the thought and then destroying the physical object, you are giving your brain a visual signal that the data is corrupt and has been deleted. You are forcing a temporal landmark. You are telling your subconscious, that version of me is dead. We are under new management. Here is the bottom line. Self-forgiveness is not about being soft. It is about being efficient. There is a study that tracked students who failed a midterm exam. The students who beat themselves up, who wallowed in shame, did statistically worse on the final. But the students who forgave themselves, who said, I messed up, it happens, let's move on, they studied 30% harder for the next test. Why? Because they weren't wasting energy carrying the heavy bag of the past. You have 30 days left before 2026. You can spend those 30 days mourning the person you should have been in 2025, or you can spend them preparing the person you will be. Drop the weight. The past is heavy, and you cannot build the future if your hands are full of your old mistakes. Forgive yourself, not because you feel like you deserve it, but because you need the energy. This is your sign. I'll see you in the next one.